Welcome to the TV and Tea podcast. I'm Adriana.
And I'm Selena.
And we are two sisters that have decided to let the internet into the conversations that we have about TV and pop culture over endless cups of tea. In our house, the reoccurring questions are, is it tea time? To which the answer is always
yes. And what are we watching? So pour yourself a cup and get ready to get into it.
Hey guys!
Hello everybody. We are back for another episode.
Welcome back to the show. We are so turned.
Yes.
I don't know if we've been this excited to record in a while.
I mean, I don't think we have. The shows just haven't been this juicy.
It really hasn't been. The last couple weeks, I've just been like very anti-TV. Mm-hmm. And this week, I've watched a lot of TV. Like I had been slacking on all my Real Housewives and I caught up.
Okay.
And I'm just like in a groove. I just want to binge everything right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, welcome back. How's everyone's week doing?
How you doing? We hope you doing well.
For sure. How are you doing, Cece?
I'm doing well. I'm living not living lavish. Well, low-key a little lavish. Okay, let me tell you my quote.
Okay.
So my quote comes from the wonderful movie Confessions of a Shopaholic.
Okay.
And it reads, I love new clothes. If everyone could just wear new clothes every day, I reckon depression wouldn't exist anymore.
I concur.
And that is what happened because I finally received my Shein order.
Okay.
And it's fun and fresh.
I have been living in Zara. Like, I've been to Zara in the past, 2 weeks, 4 times. No lie.
I'm dead.
It's, they know me at this point.
Yeah.
The security guard and me, the last time I was there, he would, nodded his head at me, and I was like, what's up? But I was like, oh my god, no, we're not doing this.
I cannot step foot in a Zara right now. I refuse because I still have, new clothes from Zara that I haven't worn yet. And it's just Selena, you're getting ahead of yourself. Wear your new clothes.
Right.
But yeah, that's been pepping me up this week. I went to work in my new outfits and I was feeling cute. I got a compliment. I was like, yes.
That. Yes.
So we're doing well over here.
Okay. My quote comes from the movie Garden State and Natalie Portman. She says, I'm not saying I don't cry, but in between I laugh. And I realize how silly it is to take anything too seriously. So, as you know...
Just Pisces things.
You know, my birthday was on Saturday. Mm-hmm. And my outfit was just not working for me. We talked about it last week. Mm-hmm. So, of course, I spent 2 days in Zara because of that after the show. Because you can't try anything on right now. So, it's the thing that I bought and I was, obsessed with. I came home, tried it on, and it, was too tight. I had too much ass for the outfit.
Yeah, that happens.
So, the morning of my birthday, literally had to wake up early, go back to the mall, and they didn't have the neck size up because, Zara is for skinny people. And I didn't have an outfit. So, I immediately, I legitimately cried in Zara. And I called my friend and I was like, I'm freaking out. And she was like, calm down, walk through the store with me on FaceTime, we'll find you an outfit.
You know what's funny? I told you one time that it's not your birthday if you don't cry. And you didn't agree with me.
Because, old me did not cry on my birthday. Me at 20 and 19 and, as a teenager, never cried on my birthday. It was never, a sad thing.
No, the cry is necessary.
Oh, my God. Now? Ugh. I don't know what's going on. I don't like this. This is not my brand. I'm not with it. Mm-hmm. So, I cried in Zara. And then getting dressed to go out, I had to redo my eyeshadow 3 times. I was a mess.
Redo?
Literally had to take it off. Thank God I had done, shadow before foundation. Because I was literally a hot mess.
Wow.
And then I got out and I was like, it really wasn't even that serious. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's a chill night with a couple friends.
No, honestly, birthdays be like that.
I don't know what I was thinking. It was just like nothing was going right. Nothing was how I wanted it. And I was just a mess. And then afterwards, I was like, I freaked out over nothing. Like, it was a regular night out.
That's exactly what always happens. Like, literally, I will go crazy, hype it up, cry, and then be like, it really wasn't that serious. That was so unnecessary.
So unnecessary. I had a great time. Me and my best friend were turned up. And, you know, it was fine. Like, it was fine. And I didn't need to be doing all that I was doing for, like, 2 weeks leading up to it and, like, stressing myself out and crying in Zara.
It's okay. You live and you learn.
You live and you learn.
You go through it.
And I'm still learning at 31. So for the young ones out there, just know that it doesn't get any better.
I feel like people are still trying to figure out life until they're like 70.
No, really and truly. Actually, this week I watched this interview with the fashion designer Norma Kamali. She was on the Morning Toast podcast. And she released her book. It's called like I Am Invincible or something, and she's 75. And she talks about all the different decades that you go through as an adult and just kind of like the different phases of life and, you know, the realizations you have and just the lessons that you learn. So I'm going to read that. And she just had some really great insight in the interview. It's on YouTube. You can watch it. And she was talking about like the need for young people to like go out and like actually live life out in the world right now, especially because of COVID and last year we lost a year. So she's like, go out twice as hard. Like, even if you're not a go out person, like go sit in a park, go meet a stranger at a cafe, like go on lots and lots and lots of dates. She's like, even if like you don't really like the guy, like just like make out with him.
Just do it.
She was like, just get into it. She's like, you need the physical touch. You need like the tactile experience of being human. And she's like, you should go 10 times harder at whatever you're doing, whatever is in front of you, whatever you want to do, just go and do it and like don't overthink it. And she's like, it's something that she thinks that young people have lost now in the age of technology. Like, we're so disconnected from one another physically and like emotionally, like you know, just in the past, like you were just out in the world with people so much more, and so you had more like human experiences on the regular, and we just working from home, living at home, being stuck in our homes, we've lost all of that for the past year. So she's like, go and do that. So that's actually like a really good little sidebar. But yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, I'm gonna read the book because like, you know, you realize like you never stop. Like life never stops and it's always evolving, and we always think we're getting somewhere, and it's like there's nowhere to go. You're just living. Yeah.
No, I wanted to say that a couple weeks ago I did a story on seniors getting the vaccine, and I think I told you and mommy this, but one of the women I spoke to said that she had to adjust her relationship with her husband.
Yeah.
And they'd been together for 50 years. And you would just think like, oh, after you're with someone for that long, things should just click, right?
Right.
But it's like, no, nobody knows how to do this. We're all just trying to figure it out. It doesn't matter how old you are. And you just have to take life by the reins and go for it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And just keep it moving because it never stops.
Evolve, adapt, do what you gotta do.
Change. And be open to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, we love the little health and wellness before we start the mess.
I know.
Pure mess.
Guys, this week I gave Cece some crazy show to watch. And
it felt like a Lifetime movie on steroids.
It really did. And I've been seeing on Twitter a lot of people are watching it. I was excited to watch it. The way I stumbled upon the show is I was getting my nails done for my birthday, and my nail lady had the show on. So I got to watch like an episode and a half, and I was like, oh, this is intriguing. What I realized now is that it was episode 2 and 3 that I had seen. So I had missed the beginning, missed the end. So I was like, Cece, let's get into the show. So we watch Behind Her Eyes. It's on Netflix. And first of all, the The description of the show to me is chaotic.
Read it.
A single mother enters a world of twisted mind games when she begins an affair with her psychiatrist boss while secretly befriending his mysterious wife. Mm-hmm. Just like, huh? What?
Yes. Okay, so this intrigued me at first. I was like, okay, a little affair action. We love a good affair. We've talked about this. But the show really took us on a journey because the first episode is just like so lighthearted, a little campy even. And I saw this and was like, oh, I was expecting something dark. Where's the darkness? Like, Adriana's putting me on to another one of these like comedies. No, this is not what I want. But then you get into episode 2 and you're like, oh,
there's things bubbling beneath the surface.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Right. So it follows the single mother. Her name is Louise. And, you know, she has a son named Adam. She's divorced. And she goes out for a night on the town. And she meets... What's his name? What's the character's name?
David.
David?
David Ferguson.
Oh, yeah, David. Yes, David. She meets David at the bar. Mm-hmm. You know, he's there by himself having a drink, drinking alone. Like, red flag.
Is it? She was drinking alone, too.
Yeah, but she had plans to meet somebody. He was just there.
And she was gonna leave.
Right. But he was cute and he was tall, so I understand. And he had an accent.
He was cute and tall and an accent. Like, triple whammy. Girl done lost her mind.
And, you know, she pulled to me. She kissed him at the bar.
Mm-hmm. She sure did.
And, you know, she's like, okay. But he's like, he runs away abruptly, like, oh, I can't do this. And she's like, okay.
Weird.
And then she gets to work the next day and he's her new boss that's just, you know, joined her practice. She's a, like, part-time assistant in a psychiatry firm. And he's new to town.
And he's married. Yes. Wife is there along with him, like, taking a tour of the office. And Louise is shook. She was like, okay, this is the guy I just made out with. He's married. He's my boss. What do I do?
But, like, honestly, I was like, why are you shook? If anyone should be shook, it's him. Because he's married and you're single. Like, why do you feel bad at this point?
But it just sets up her personality. The doing too much personality.
Really and truly.
Okay.
She was just fast. She fassed up herself in other people's business. She fassed up herself in people's life. She just fassed up herself.
Genuinely, okay? And sorry if we, if the patois comes out in this episode. I feel like I'm definitely gonna use it. But yeah, y'all could look up what we mean.
So we see them start their relationship.
Yeah, so Louise finds out he has a wife, finds out that he is her boss, and she continues to sleep with him. Well,
she starts to sleep with him, because at that point they hadn't slept together yet. But he comes over to pursue her. And
she begins an affair with him.
They begin an affair, and what did you think of David as a character?
Okay, so the whole season, David just seems so mysterious, and they made him seem like the bad guy.
Yes.
And honestly, David and Louise really annoyed me, because in the beginning, I was just like, okay, whatever you have coming to you, that's what you get for trying to take people, man. This is what you get for cheating on your wife. Like, you know the vibes.
Right.
I was just like, y'all could go. You had it coming, you know?
And I felt like he was really, like, sensitive in a way. Like,
yes.
And she was also I felt like their dynamic was weird. Because she kept throwing, like, jabs at him, and he would take them personally, and then she would have to apologize. I felt like they were always on, like, this tightrope of, like, this is wrong, but we're doing it, and we're so happy, and we're falling in love, but oh no, we shouldn't be doing this. And
yeah,
it was just, like, constant back and forth. And, like, I'm of the school of thought of, like, once you make a decision to do something, don't lament it. Like, do it with your whole chest.
You know what it was? That's what it was for me. It was the fake guilt.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna be the mistress, be the mistress.
Be the mistress.
Be like, you need to leave your wife. I'm not having this. Give me a ring.
No, not even that.
Like, this is your fault. You brought me into this. You take care of your situation.
Play the mistress. If you're gonna be the side chick, be the side chick. You don't take the man from his wife. He's like, that just doesn't happen.
No, I like it when the mistress tries to make a real relationship.
It just like barely ever works out that way.
It
like,
barely works, but still.
Come on, like if you're gonna be the side chick, just be the side chick and play your role. Like hold it down. That's how I felt. It was the fake guilt, and I was just like, girl, you've made the decision to do it with your chest, then do it with your chest. And how she treated her friend that was like, you're wrong for
Sophie!
this. Right.
Poor Sophie!
Justice for Sophie.
Yeah.
Because her friend was like, you're fucked up. And she was like, fuck you.
She was like, I've never done anything bad in my life.
Let me have this. I didn't like that.
That was the Achilles heel. You know, like, the flaw that is just like, okay, this is where you went wrong. Right. That was it.
That was it. You didn't listen to your good friend that tried to look out for you.
Your friend for years.
Right.
Yes. So, okay, she begins this affair with her boss and then coincidentally bumps into his wife.
On the street.
Yeah, and begins a friendship with her.
Right.
So she playing both sides.
Playing both sides of the coin. That's the real Achilles heel of this show.
Yeah, and neither of them know. David doesn't know that she's best friends with his wife, and Adele doesn't know that her friend's fucking her man.
Right. They're going to the gym. They're having lunch.
Or at least we think that Adele doesn't know.
They're having lunch. They're talking about their past traumas. They're sharing things. Like, David and Adele are new to the town, and Adele doesn't have any friends, doesn't have any family. She was an orphan as a kid. We see that, her parents died in a fire. David saved her. That's when they got together as teenagers. They had, like a long love affair and have been together ever since. And they really only have each other. They don't have any kids.
Yeah, and I think this is a good point to say that throughout the show, you see like a really weird relationship between David and Adele.
Very.
He calls her at the same time every day. He makes her take these pills for her, quote, anxiety that make her so loopy. You see Adele trying to be the perfect housewife, but David doesn't even say that he loves her. It's a very strange dynamic.
The I love you, I was like, if you don't tell your wife I love you, my nigga, like, stop it. I hated that. I was like, tell her you love her.
Yes, I didn't like it at all either. And then this is also a good time to say that throughout this, we're getting flashbacks from Adele's life. So she did spend some time in rehab after her parents died. And she has a friend there named Rob. It seems to be the only other friend she's had because they just paint Adele to be this lonely girl.
Yeah.
Oh, I have something. I'm gonna write this down.
So she has her friend, Rob, who is in rehab with her, and he has night terrors and substance abuse issues, and he comes from a poor family, troubled, and he's also seems to be orphaned as well because he's being taken care of by his sister.
Yes, and you know what? Rob is very similar to Louise, and that is why we think that Adele befriends Louise. She sees the same things in both of them. Louise also has night terrors that Adele tries to help her through by giving her Rob's journal.
Yes, which I think is weird. I thought that, what an invasion of privacy. You're giving your ex-best friend's childhood rehab journal
to your new friend
as an adult.
Very strange.
Very strange. Very strange.
Yeah.
The fact that she would just give it away, I don't know. I just thought that was really strange.
Yeah, and you know what? Adele, you want to feel bad for her. You want to think she's normal, but there's something definitely off about her.
Very off.
Yeah, her personality is just a little unsettling throughout the entire show, and you don't find out why until the very last episode.
Yes, literally the last 10 minutes of the show.
Yes.
Throughout the flashbacks, you see her relationship with David as a child, like as teenagers, how they like fell in love, how they started their relationship, how much kind of control she gave him in the beginning of their relationship, like signing over like money from her estate with her family to him. They had plans to get married as soon as she turned 18 and he was already in college. And you see that kind of control continue with their relationship as adults in the present day. And he is just on top of every little thing that she does. She can't go to a cafe. She can't go to the gym. Like, she can barely leave the house, and you're just like, but why?
Yeah, and I have to admit, the first half of the season, I was just a little like, why is this so mysterious? Please start unveiling things. Like,
right.
I'm so anxious to see what happens, but like the end, it gave me everything I needed. Very rarely am I surprised by a show's ending anymore.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Should we get into it?
No, we're talking about it.
Okay, so basically, Louise starts to lucid dream as per Adele's instruction to help with the night terrors. And throughout this, it just starts to progress. And Louise then starts to astral project, which is basically like an out-of-body experience.
Yeah, where your soul basically leaves your body and you can travel to different places within your sleep
and see
as
things.
A consciousness.
Wild, right?
Wild.
Okay. And then it starts to come out that Adele knows things that she shouldn't know. You know, like she's overheard conversations that she wasn't there for.
Yeah.
She'll just say little things to David. She'll say little things that are a little unsettling to Louise. Like when she says, oh, you shine. And David initially said that she shines. You know, it's weird, but you're not really sure what's going on. And then you see Adele herself astral project.
Yeah.
And you realize, along with Louise, that Adele has just been watching their entire affair.
Relationship.
Through, like, this weird psychic phenomenon. She's just been watching them. And she knew the entire time that Louise and her husband were together.
Right.
So Adele has orchestrated this whole plan through her astral projection and watching them to befriend Louise and fuck with her.
Yeah. And she also starts to unravel their relationship. She gets him to basically fire her from her job. He turns into such an asshole to me. He fires her because he gets caught up by one of his patients seeing them together. And the patient like crosses some boundaries with him.
Yeah.
And shows up at his house. And to cover his own ass, he basically fires Louise. And then, you know, Adele starts to like, she starts taking heroin. That's the part where I was like, wait a second, why is she on heroin?
It was the heroin for me. I was confused. I was just like, did she pick this up from Rob? Are they going to show this at some point? Because her friend in rehab, he did struggle with heroin.
Yes.
So,
and we know that she was in rehab, so it could have been for anything. Like, she never really said, like, why she was in there, other than the fact that she was just
dealing with grief.
So when she started to use heroin, I was like, is this going to be some weird setup? I thought she was going to kind of, like, try to fake her murder, survive
a little gone girl,
and try to pin it on them. Like, that's what I thought was gonna happen.
Okay.
Yeah, so that threw me for a loop, and you're just seeing, like, the bits of her personality get crazier and crazier.
And then at the end, you start to wonder, wait, what happened to Rob? Like, we see so many flashbacks with him, but it seems now that he's gone, and Adele reveals to Louise that she thinks that David killed him. Please, I hope you guys are still following us. I know it's a lot, but it gets crazier. So then you start to wonder, wait, what happened to David? I mean, what happened to Rob? Did David kill him? Did Adele kill him? Like, what happened?
There's these questions, and Louise really starts to try to piece things together. She's trying to figure out the truth of why they moved to this town, why David keeps such a close grip on Adele. She tries to figure out, she breaks into his office. She finds a whole file of notes of that he has kept on her for years and years. Mm-hmm. And, she's really starting to try to piece things together about why they moved to this town abruptly, what the history is there, what's the truth about Rob's whereabouts. We find out, he never returned home after he visited them in the past. When you see him kind of flash back throughout the show, and he goes to visit Adele and David, and, he never returned home from then. And so you're like, okay, so he's missing. And then you see his body in a well that's on her property, and you're just like, okay, so he did die there, and he is gone, but you don't really know which one of them did it or what the circumstances were or why. But you see that the entire visit looks copacetic. Like, they're all happy. They're getting along. There seems to be, like, a mutual respect between Rob and David. He's like, I'm so glad that you guys were able to form a friendship, and you brought her back to me, and, she seems really happy, and I'm glad that you guys are both in a good place and out of the rehab now. Like, we're friends. We're buddies.
Yeah.
And Rob is like, I really see that you love her, and I love that you guys have each other, and you see, like, he seems happy for his friend.
But time for the crescendo.
Right.
Okay? Rob is either gay or bisexual.
I think bi.
I think he's bisexual. And the last couple of flashbacks, you start to see that Rob is attracted to David.
Yes.
Keep this in mind.
And he's also, like, very much in love with Adele.
Yes.
Like, as a friend, but would love more.
Yes, definitely.
So, present day, we've put this all together. David is like, finally comes clean to Louise. Mm-hmm. He's like, Rob was like, basically, Rob died on our property. She killed him, or like in his head, he died from an overdose,
and she covered it up.
And threw his body in a well. Mm-hmm. And it was like basically a secret that they covered up together as a couple to protect, their safety and their lives. Mm-hmm. And
so David goes to Scotland to tell the police. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Louise fasts up herself and confronts Adele.
Right.
Adele doesn't take it well.
No.
And she writes a letter confessing to Rob's, cover-up, the cover-up of Rob's death. Mm-hmm. And then she attempts to kill herself. She lights part of the house on fire. Mm-hmm. She goes up to her room. She injects herself with a seemingly lethal dose of heroin, or maybe just like a lot of heroin to incapacitate her. And that's that. So Louise realizes that Adele is about to kill herself. She tries to save her, goes over there, can't get in the house, decides to astral project
into the house.
To which she goes and looks over Adele's body, but then sees another soul in the corner.
I don't think she even realizes.
I think she saw the little glowing orb.
I don't know. I don't really think she even noticed the glowing orb. She was looking at the body.
Yeah.
And so at that point, she's just kind of, I think in her head, she's trying to figure out, like, how the fuck do I get her out of the house?
Mm-hmm. So she goes into Adele's body.
No, that happens. The switch happened first.
What do you mean?
Because once Louise's orb is in the bedroom, she's looking down at her body. Mm-hmm. And you see the orb leave. You see Adele's orb.
Is that what happened?
Leave the room and goes downstairs real fast and goes into Louise's body. And that's when her orb is like up there like,
what the fuck?
What do I do? So then she goes into Adele's body.
Oh, okay. I thought she was trying to save Adele by going into her body, but it looks like, Adele's soul went into Louise's body. Louise's soul had nowhere to go, ended up in Adele's body.
Yes.
And regardless, they switch bodies, bitches.
Right.
I was completely shook at that moment. I was like, what the hell?
It was a lot.
And get this. Adele in Louise's body goes up to the room and kills Louise in Adele's body.
So, they've done a switcheroo, and now she has murdered her.
The evil one went up to the room, murders homegirl, drags her out of the house, calls the police, and then fake cries that her friend has killed herself when she murdered her.
Right.
And then she goes to David and she gets her man.
Yeah, she basically says, like, we are free from your crazy wife. We can live out our happily ever after together.
But it's not Louise, it's Adele.
Dumbass. Wait, but it is, like, he's such a dumbass.
Men.
Okay. So then the final flashback is the final interaction between Adele and Rob as kids.
Mm-hmm.
They are in the woods. It is at night, and they are astral projecting side by side, and they are basically testing the theory of whether or not you can switch bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And so Rob goes into Adele's body, Adele goes into Rob's body, and Adele, who is in Rob's body, is like, I don't like this, let's switch back. And he's like, no, bitch, I have other plans. He mounts her, shoots her up with heroin, and basically overdoses her within his own body and throws her in the well. So this is all true things.
It was never the real Adele.
It was never the real Adele.
It was Rob all along.
So Rob, he, I guess, was so in love and taken with David that he then takes advantage of this ability and says, oh, I'm going to use this shit to get over.
Watch his ass.
Because Adele comes from a very wealthy family, and she has all this money, and Rob is very poor, and he was like, I would do anything to have your life.
Okay.
And he does anything to have her life. And he takes it.
That's what I was just thinking. That's what I literally wrote down. Rob said, I'd trade my left ball for this. I would trade every friend I had to live your life. And that is exactly what happens to him.
Right.
He lives a life in isolation. David doesn't love him. He has no friends. He lives a controlled life, but somehow he's content, and all he wants is for David to love him again. Or I should say, all Adele wants is for David to love her again.
Right.
And it's just weird because it's like, why doesn't she leave him the entire time? Like, we're so confused. And at the end is when you finally realize, no, this is exactly what Rob wanted, and he got it.
Right. He wants to live a lavish lifestyle with David as his man's.
Yeah.
And so that's where we end the show. We see that the switch has happened. We see David and Louise, who is Adele, who is actually Rob.
Yeah, and Rob, the silent villain of the entire series, take two people, man.
Right.
And just goes on with his life. Switches bodies twice. This shit is just crazy.
The fact that they were so like, okay, so Adam is Louise's son. When new Louise, who is Rob's soul, comes back to pick him up from his father's house, she's like different. She's dressed different. Her face is beat, her hairstyle different.
She just
came
new.
Yeah, so and they both, the son and the ex-husband, are both like, okay, are you all right? Like, they can tell something's off. And the fact that David couldn't tell that something was off, I was like, this fucking idiot.
Yep.
Like, you big old fucking dummy.
This shit is crazy.
That's all I could think. Like, this show was so wild, and the last episode really just took
it home.
It took you to a place that I wasn't expecting.
I wasn't expecting that shit at all. Like, I just, my mind was blown. Like I said before, I'm never usually surprised, but this astral projecting shit, like, threw me for a loop. We tried to explain the show to our mom, and she just looked at us like we were crazy. Like, and mind you, this crazy shit all happens in the last 10 minutes.
Right. All I kept thinking as the episodes were going on and Luis's life was falling apart more and more because of these people, I was just like, this is what you get for getting involved with crazy white people. Mm-hmm. That's all I could think. I was like, you went and fastened yourself in these crazy white people lives, and this is what you get. Like, you should have stuck to the rivers and the lakes of the niggas that you are used to. Like, I just was like, this girl seems crazy, and her husband seems crazier, and you're trying to fall in love with both of them. Like, why?
It was truly sick, Adriana. That's what I was thinking, too. I was just like, this lady is the problem. But honestly, at the end of it all, it was the men.
It was the men.
It was the men for me. It was Rob. It was David and his dumbass. And he said, too, like, throughout the show, you're not the woman I met. You're not the woman I married. And it's just like...
Yeah, because she's not.
She's not. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. And also, you cannot, what is that saying that mommy also says? You can't sorry for MAGA dog. Because Adele was the MAGA dog in this. She was the battered, the bruised, the controlled, the sad puppy.
The lonely wife.
The lonely wife. And homegirl felt sorry for her and got caught the fuck up and killed.
Dead.
I was still shocked. And, like, honestly, I was just like, why do they have to kill the black girl? Like, why?
Honestly, she fast up herself.
I was just like, her poor son, like, his life is going to be totally different now. Like, I was just so... At the end of it, I was actually really turned off. I was like, really? I cannot with this.
What thoughts do you have for Netflix and their crazy shit?
Netflix? Okay, this is the second Netflix movie of the reverse battered wife.
Which was the other one?
Rebecca.
Oh, Rebecca.
With Armie Hammer. Like,
another character.
You know, we've got these men that are seemingly problematic, but are really the victims under it all.
Oh my God, I hate that.
By the abusive, psychotic wife. And it's like, the men that are greenlighting these projects over at Netflix, are y'all okay?
Hollywood loves a crazy bitch, and Netflix loves it even more.
Like, are you okay? Like, who hurt you? Who's greenlighting these projects? Like, I'm pretty sure that whoever greenlit Rebecca greenlit this because, like, same vein. Same family.
Same. Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sure we'll see a couple more. You know, like, men being the victim is becoming such a thing.
It is.
Like, in social media as well.
I don't mind it.
I mean, I don't mind it either.
Because I am actually very sick of seeing women used and abused. But I do still feel like the women all ended up dead in this.
Yes.
So it's like, at what... And even in Rebecca ended up dead. Mm-hmm. So it's like, at the end of it all, it's like the men are the victims and also the victors. And the women are ending up as the actual victims being manipulated by them in the... I just, like, this dynamic is very weird.
Wow, you know what it is?
It's very weird.
Oh my gosh, it's the misogyny slowly creeping back in. It's like, I'm the victim, but also because I'm a man, I'm gonna come out of this more victorious than you ever could.
Right, exactly. Like, David cheated on his wife, covered up her murder, and still made off into the sunset with his side piece and her son. Like, what the fuck?
Rob killed everybody.
Right. That's what pissed me off at the end. I was like, I'm so mad that these two niggas get to go off and ride into the sunset happy.
With people pick me.
Right. With her good son.
Yes.
I was so mad.
Yeah, no, it's upsetting.
It was very upsetting. I thought lots of things watching this, but most of all, wow.
Just wow.
So if anybody watched this, let us know what you thought, because clearly we had lots of opinions, lots of thoughts.
Yeah.
This was a doozy.
And if you haven't watched it, I hope that you were intrigued. And
yeah, go watch it.
Yeah, because it was just wild. It was a ride.
Wild.
And it's not scary. Somebody asked me if it was scary, and I will say no. I don't like scary things, and I didn't think it was scary.
I didn't think it was scary. I watched it at night.
Yeah.
The dream sequences were a little like, what's gonna happen here?
Oh,
But
I didn't think they were that bad.
they weren't that bad.
No.
Anyways, tell us what you think, guys. All right, guys, it is time for tea. What are your stories this week, Selena? What you want to talk about?
Okay, so we are going to get into some more relationship mess after that whole behind her eyes segment. Erica Mena calls out Safaree on Twitter. Safaree tweeted, "I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Getting married was one of my biggest mistakes and it will never happen again. I'm walking away before I end up in jail over some dumb shit. Nobody is worth my freedom." I didn't know they were broken up, but apparently they are not divorced, but separated. And Erica Mena responded to this by saying, "Since you always run to social media like a little girl, I might as well join in. I absolutely agree with you on this. You are the most selfish, vain, and inconsiderate person, and not just with me, but your only daughter." And then she goes on, and the last thing she says is, "Don't let this Scorpio sting." So Safaree deleted his tweet. Erica Mena said it with her chest. They're still on her Twitter. And it's just a mess. I didn't know this couple was done.
Interesting. I mean, that doesn't really surprise me. Like, they're a love and hip-hop couple. Like, I just feel like those people are very messy.
Yeah, very.
Like, that lifestyle is just very messy.
Yeah, I mean, after they started OnlyFans together, I thought they were gonna last. All the other OnlyFans couples seem pretty healthy.
What? Are they, like, actually having sex on OnlyFans?
I don't know. I don't think we ever followed up on that. But I know she had one and he had one, and that probably meant they were doing content together. But I could be wrong.
That's wild.
Strange, right?
That's really wild. I mean, wow. I just think it's really weird when people, like, do that on social media.
They
like,
fight, yeah.
I get it. I don't know if I get it more or less when it's a celebrity. Because I feel like, okay, when you're a celebrity and you do that, it's like, you want the attention, obviously.
Yeah.
Or are you just so sick in the head that you think that you need to say something to the public because you owe us an explanation?
I don't know. I mean, I think in some situations it's warranted, because I actually know a girl that, like, had 2 kids with her baby daddy, and he was doing her dirty, like, all over town. Like, I am not close with her anymore, and I knew what homeboy was doing.
Okay.
So she addressed it on social media because a bunch of people brought it to her attention. And it's like, in that case, okay, she's a normal person, but she had to bring it up, and although it does look like drama, it's like, okay, now me that I haven't spoken to her in a year, like, I know about this, and I can feel like, you know, like, it's put away in my mind. It's settled. So if a man was calling me out my name after a breakup, I'd probably respond.
I mean, I can understand why she would respond. I just don't understand him. Like,
He's a baby.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's wild.
I just don't think that, like, the internet is supposed to know everything. Like, even if people know, like, even if everybody you know knows that your man is running around town and doing something, why do you have to address that?
You don't have to.
But, you know, but the mindset of, like, let me address it because it's in the streets. Like, I don't understand that mindset.
I don't know. I understand the mindset because it was significant. And I mean, in this case, they're celebrities, so it is significant. I can only imagine the flooding of DMs that both of them are getting, even probably before he tweeted this. Yeah. So, yeah.
Interesting. He's just like, ugh.
Yeah, he's ill. He's yuck.
He is yuck.
Mm-hmm. But I have something else. Another OnlyFans news.
Okay.
Tyga. We mentioned him a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Okay, Tyga has a new girlfriend.
Who is she?
I'm only bringing this up because I know her.
Oh, you do?
Yes, and they're Instagram official, and I just find it crazy. So her name is Cameron Swanson. She's from Miami, and I know her because a friend of a friend used to be really close with her. They're just like this Coral Gables clique of rich kids who don't work.
Interesting. Love that for them.
And homegirl is dating Tyga.
I love Tyga. I said this last
week. And I find it so strange.
I don't know. I feel like Tyga is in that era of like Young Money when I was in college and in the club, and he just reminds me of good times, and he puts out straight bangers.
Yeah.
So I am all for Tyga.
He puts out good music. He does.
He puts out great music, and yeah, I just love him.
Yeah, so I just wanted to bring that up. If you don't know now, you know. Okay. They were in Disneyland.
Is she cute?
She's super pretty. Yeah, I'll send you her Instagram. But they were
Hispanic, black, what?
I think she's white. I'm pretty sure she's white. Okay, yeah. But they were in Disneyland together over the weekend with his son. So it looks like it's serious.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Good for her.
Yeah.
Bag Tyga.
I mean, she was already rich. Like, she has not worked a day in her life. But, you know.
Wow. Okay. Anyways. Okay, so what I want to talk about in celebrity couple news is the official filing of Kim and Kanye's divorce.
Yes.
Kim has filed for irreconcilable differences. So it's going down. It's happening. We're going to see it.
But we knew this was happening.
I know, but like the fact that she's filed and it's been in the news seemingly for weeks and literally no one in the family has said anything, confirmed, denied, anything, like not a peep, is just crazy.
It's not crazy because nobody spoke about Kylie's pregnancy. That family can hold it down when they need to.
I guess. Well, we're going to see it all play out on the last season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
No.
Yes.
That's why she waited.
Yeah. I can't wait for that. I'm definitely tuning in. I just want to see.
Yeah, I'm going to watch too. I love them.
As a couple?
No, just the Kardashians.
Oh, the Kardashians.
I'm not going to lie. I love them. I am not an avid watcher of the show, but whenever I watch it, I'm just like, yeah, they're it for me.
I go through phases. Sometimes I love them. Sometimes I hate them. But, yeah.
It's wild. I mean, we knew this shit was over, though, when he called Kim's mom Kris Jong-un.
Oh, for real.
We knew it.
And he also said something about Stormy. He was like, Stormy's a bitch or something crazy like that.
He didn't say that. He just said, like, I'm not going to let you pimp out my daughter.
No, he, like, literally was like, I don't remember exactly what the tweet was, but it was like, Stormy is... He said something directly.
Wait.
It was like, shots fired.
Wait, was it Stormy or was it Noth that he was talking about?
No, it was Stormy. It was an attack on Stormy.
No. Not the baby. Stormy is
Kanye West tweets about Stormy. Okay.
Stormy is my favorite Kardashian. He did not just do that to my girl.
What did he say? Hold on. I can't find it, but there was something about Stormy.
Okay, well then, this is alleged. We're not sure what exactly Kanye tweeted, but...
Anyways, I can't find it right now. So yeah, we'll see what happens there.
Wild.
We're
gonna be tuning in to this season
for sure. And just the weekly update on the Sex and the City reboot, because even though I'm like so upset about this reboot, like I can't get enough of the news. And word on the street is that Chris Noth, the actor that plays Mr. Big, and the actor that plays Steve, Miranda's husband, are still not signed on to do it, and it doesn't look like it's gonna happen.
So now I'm canceling this.
If there is no Mr. Big, after everything Carrie went through in all 7 seasons of that show, or 6 seasons of that show, and 2 movies, I swear to fucking God.
I would just love to know why they decided to do this without...
Why they started to announce it without everyone signed on.
Without both Samantha and Big. Like, Steve, I love Steve, but I could understand, like, if he couldn't make it to the reboot. But Big...
No, but Steve is an integral part of Miranda's life. Like,
I know, I love Steve.
What are they gonna do? Have them break up again? Like, no. Like, they're back together. They're forever a couple. Like, no, they're in the brownstone in Brooklyn. Like,
Steve is just everything. I love him. Such a good character. You know what Steve is like? Steve is like the Scott Disick to Sex and the City.
Yes.
Right?
Comedic relief. A little off-centered.
Yeah, a little raunchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, not as polished as all the other characters.
Yeah.
Like, we love a little gruff.
Yeah. And he's such a good guy. Like,
so great.
Good. Like, Steve is a good man at the end of it all. You know?
We love Steve. So this is so upsetting.
If they don't get these people on board, I swear, like, Sarah Jessica Parker, what the fuck?
What is the reason?
What is the reason?
There is no Sex in the City without Big. I'm sorry.
None.
There's no Sex in the City without Big.
And they're married now. So what are you going to do? Kill him?
I would love to know.
I can't.
Yeah, this reboot is not going to be for me. I will watch it and be miserable. Probably talk about it on the pod, but it's not going to be for me. Anyways, the last thing I have is Megan Thee Stallion and Pardison Fontaine are dating.
Who is that?
You know how to go and get a bag, don't you?
Oh.
Backing it up. That guy.
I like him.
I like him too. He's tall and cute.
He is tall and cute. And he has a nice voice.
Yes.
I like him. Okay.
So
yes, Megan.
The whole time I was sending you the Shade Room post, you had no idea who I was talking about?
I was like, I don't know what this is. I was just like, okay, whatever.
It's Pardison Fontaine, and he be posting her.
Of course, like, that's getting his stock up.
Wait. Why do niggas love to post Megan?
Because she's a bad bitch.
Every guy she's been with has posted her, but she hasn't posted one of them.
It's like Lori Harvey. Like, you don't bag somebody like that and not tell everybody.
That's true.
Like, you're trying to attach your name to that for as long as you can.
Yeah, definitely. Because G-Eazy posted her first night.
Right.
First night, he was all up on her kissing.
Right.
Wild.
Right. There's just some girls that you're just like, I need everyone to know that this is what I'm hitting.
Wild.
Yeah, niggas were thirsty.
True. But yeah, what do you have?
And the last thing I want to talk about is Meek Mills. Just being,
Meek Mill being Meek Mill.
Meek Mill being Meek Mill. So he released a song called Don't Worry. And there was a line in it that says, yeah, if I ever lack, I'm going out with my chopper. It'd be another Kobe. Extremely just insensitive.
Yeah, that was not it.
So Vanessa Bryant, the queen that she is.
We love her.
She put a screenshot of the lyrics and added him on her Instagram story. She said, Dear Meek Mills, I find this line to be extremely insensitive and disrespectful. Period. I'm not familiar with any of your music, but I believe that you can do better than this.
Oh my god. You know, I saw this, but hearing you say it is just like, whoa.
If you are a fan, fine. There's a better way to show your admiration for my husband. This lacks respect and tact.
Ooh.
Period.
I love the word tact.
Me too. This couldn't have been a nicer, like, bitch, sit the fuck down.
I'm not familiar with any of your work. I don't know her. I don't know her energy.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Like, you're irrelevant, but keep my husband's name out of your goddamn mouth.
Yeah.
I love this.
So good.
So, of course, everybody... So then, shortly after she posted that, he started to, like, tweet crazy. He was like, I'm going back savage in this shit. Fuck people's feelings. That's what he tweeted. And...
Sir, you're the one in the wrong.
Right. And everybody was just like, Meek.
Sit down.
Like, what is happening?
It must be so, like, sad for him to have caught so many public L's in his career. Like, imagine his ego. He's probably so insecure.
Well, I think dying. I feel like he's insecure, but also like completely unaware of how uncool he is.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like when he went back to jail and people were rallying for him and like free Meek, like he felt like my people got me.
Yeah.
And like that gassed him, and he has no idea that everybody's still like, no, nigga, you're a clown.
Yeah. He needs to take several seats. He needs to pipe down.
Right. So then he tweeted again, I apologized to her in private earlier today, not to the public. Nothing I say on my page directed to an intranet viral moment or the family of a grieving woman. If you care about someone grieving, change the subject. So he's basically saying, like, my tweets have nothing to do with what's this. Like, get off of me.
Oh. Why? Why did he do that?
The timing, sir.
The timing.
The timing.
That also lacked tact.
Just... He's just so unfortunate to me. Like, he'll never you know when things happen and people are never the same? Like, he's just never been the same after the Drake incident.
Never.
There's just no coming back from that. I don't care how great that song and video was.
That song was good, but I will say it was a little bit because of Drake.
Oh, absolutely.
Meek's verse was amazing. I'm not gonna deny his verse on this song, but it was really just Drake.
Yeah, he's just never been the same.
So sad. I want to add two more things to the news, but I'm just gonna throw them out there. Daft Punk broke up.
Oh, I saw that.
People are really sad.
I mean, they're a big group.
Yeah. I didn't listen to their last album, so I can't really, speak on this. But anyways, Bobby Shmurda got out of jail.
This is true. Mm-hmm. And he got 50 pounds of oxtail by his mom. Cooked him 50 pounds of oxtail.
Oh, that's so nice.
Right?
Wow. Literally so cute. We love that for him. He needs to come out with a track, though.
Can I say something?
What?
About Bobby?
What?
Like, why was, like, the free Bobby Shmurda, like, such a big deal? Like,
because he literally went to jail right after he put out that one song. And that was the song of the summer.
Yeah, but, like, what did he go to jail for?
Like, gang stuff.
Oh, street politics.
Yes. Gang things.
Okay. Interesting. All right. So, like, nothing... Okay.
Nothing crazy, I think.
Nothing crazy.
No.
Okay. I just, like, never understood, like, why everybody was so, like, gung-ho to free him. I'm like, if the man's in jail legitimately, like...
He was just getting his career started, and...
Well, then he shouldn't have been dealing with gang politics, street politics.
The gang is what got him up, though. Like, those were the ones supporting his career, so...
I don't know about these street politics.
I think the gang people really brought him up, and then the feds really just, like, took him down.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, well, congratulations to Bobby.
Congratulations to him. He served his time.
He did. Like 8 years or something like that.
Crazy.
That's wild. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning into this episode of the TVNT podcast. Go ahead and subscribe to us wherever you are listening. Spotify, Google, Apple, Anchor, all the places. Wherever you are listening to us, please leave us a 5-star review. Tell us something nice. And if you're watching us on YouTube, feel free to subscribe and to give this video a thumbs up. And we will be back next Friday with another episode to serve up the tea on the latest TV and pop culture news. Bye, guys.
Bye.